Hello, Simon Dan put out a video that showed up on my feed today, and I watched it, and in it he said
that no time, date, or location info has been provided.
And that was kind of interesting. And I thought that I was going to do a little bit of an investigation to see just what I could determine from this video here. I already have a few videos already in mind, so this is going to be part one of several parts. And the first thing that I wanted to do was to answer the question, can I find where and when that video was taken? Near the end of that clip, I saw a number of stars, this grouping right here, and this grouping that looked a little bit familiar. So that got me started on my investigation journey. The first thing I had to do was identify which stars those were. And I could tell that the moon and the sun happened to be in the general location, which would have put this at around 0 degrees declination. So I knew I was looking for a bunch of stars that were at around 0 degrees inclination. So I just went to my trusty little app that I've been developing over this time, switched over to the west cam, and this would be around the same area. This would be about 0 degrees declination. So all of the stars come down like this. And then the next thing was to go through and identify that grouping of stars. I'm going to make another set of videos that talk about the star field rotating throughout the year and how that proves we live in a heliocentric world and that we rotate around the sun. So I'm going to look at the same time of day for the last year, and I have to fix this up. So as I look at the same time of the day going back throughout the last year, the grouping of stars that I saw that kind of jumped out at me was this cluster right over here. There is one group in particular in my starfield database that are very, very tight together, and that's this one. I think that I've identified the grouping of stars, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Here we see a set of stars that appear to be a V shape, and there are a cluster of stars over here just to the right. If I compare it against this one, I've got a cluster of stars over here. You can kind of see it forms a little bit of a lowercase b, kind of at a bit of an angle maybe, and there's a V shape like this. This is again one of those things where I need to add a control to be able to turn off the labels. You can kind of see it looks more or less like a B. There's a one star here, there's another one there, another one there, another one there, there, and there. So I've got what looks like a V over here and a B over here. So I'm pretty sure that I found the set of stars in question. The next thing I had to do was to determine what time of year it was. And that was easy enough. First the sun goes down, then the moon appears over here. The moon continues to descend. There's what was reported as Venus in that video. To go down to the west, there's that same star, and there's the grouping of those other stars. So for reference, Aldebaran is that star that is on the upper left of the V, which should be this star here. So I need to find the time of the year where the sun is not above this, but down over here somewhere. Based on the position of the sun and the stars, I would estimate that the time of year was around mid to end March, but I need to figure out exactly when and what year. This is where these come in handy. You can see that the ecliptic is over here and that the sun's path for the last 24 hours from this date was over here. The moon moves across the sky matching the ecliptic, and that would make sense to have the sun over here, the moon over here somewhere, and these stars over here. as of today. There's Aldebaran, there's the cluster of other stars. This is going to be in about 4 hours. That's where the sun is right now. And if I go down a little bit, the moon is nowhere to be seen. So now I have to find out what year the moon would have been roughly right around here. I'll just watch where the moon is. So the moon is not in the right spot. So it looks like it was last year. So I'm going to dial back to last year. And here we can see that the moon was fairly close to where it's supposed to be. I don't know if this is entirely coincidental that exactly 1 year ago, the moon happened to be between the sun and Aldebaran. But if I go 1 day before that, it was a lot closer to the sun. 1 day later, it was closer to Aldebaran. Given the sun is over here and then the moon is over here, and as it continues to descend more and more, the moon appears to be closer to the sun than it does to Aldebaran. So without any greater detail analysis, I would suspect that it was taken on March 25th of 2020 or possibly March 26th of 2020. I've got some ideas of how I can narrow it down even further, and I'm going to save that for another video. But it's really nice to see somebody else confirm my results using completely independent methods. So that's going to be it for the moment. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to do the usual YouTube stuff. I would appreciate the thumbs up if you like this video. And I'll see you in another video soon enough. Bye for now.